Step into the shadows of the Elder Chronicles. Join us on a quest to uncover the hidden truths and unexplained phenomena. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more enigmatic tales. Have you ever heard of a hole that seems to have no bottom? A pit so deep that it defies all known geological and physical laws? Let me introduce you to something that might pique your curiosity. It's known as Mels Hole, a mysterious pit located in the evergreen state of Washington that has been the subject of intrigue and speculation for decades. Its story begins in 1997 when a man named Mel Waters called into a popular paranormal radio show, Coast to Coast AM. He captivated listeners with stories of this seemingly bottomless pit on his property, a hole so profound that even 80,000 feet of fishing line couldn't find its end. But the depth isn't the only peculiarity about this hole. From dogs returning from the abyss to ice transforming into a flammable substance, Mels Hole is a Pandora's box of enigmas. This hole isn't just a hole, it's a pit of mysteries that continue to baffle us to this day. Imagine attempting to measure the depth of a hole using 80,000 feet of fishing line and still not finding the bottom. It's a thought that boggles the mind, isn't it? This is precisely the puzzle that Mel Waters found himself grappling with. Armed with a staggering length of fishing line, Waters set out to determine just how deep his property's enigmatic pit truly was. As he lowered the line foot by foot, he watched in disbelief as it disappeared into the abyss, not once, not twice, but thousands of times over. To put this into perspective, the world's deepest cave, the Veriovkina Cave, reaches a depth of about 7,200 feet. Yet Mels Hole swallowed up more than 10 times this amount of fishing line. Despite this Herculean effort, the line never hit bottom. The hole seemed to scoff at the concept of a limit. And yet, the bottom remained elusive, its depth remaining a mystery. What happens when a dead creature enters the hole? You'd think it's a one-way journey, but think again. Mel Waters narrates a tale that defies the laws of nature. A dead dog, he claimed, was cast into the abyss only to be found later in the woods, alive yet with no recognition of its owner. Could it be the same dog or a replica from another realm? Is it possible that this hole is a portal to another place, or maybe even another time? But the mysteries don't stop there. The hole seems to have strange effects on nearby objects. Mel Waters, the man who brought this enigma to the public eye, reported peculiar phenomena that defied explanation. He claimed that when certain materials, especially metals, were placed near the hole, they underwent inexplicable transformations. Metals, solid and unyielding, would seemingly morph, altering their shape and properties in ways that science as we know it cannot account for. But the oddities don't stop with metals. Radios too, when brought near the hole, would pick up eerie broadcasts from unknown sources. Imagine tuning into your favorite station only to hear unfamiliar voices speaking languages you can't decipher, or music that sounds like it's from another time or perhaps another world. Unfamiliar, unsettling and unexplained. Could this hole be emitting energy or radiation that we have yet to understand? It's a question that continues to baffle us, adding another layer to the enigma that is Mels Hole. Experiments conducted on the hole have yielded even more oddities. Mel Waters once lowered a bucket of ice into the hole, expecting it to return chilled or perhaps melted. Imagine his surprise when the bucket reappeared, not with ice, but a warm, flammable substance. It's as if the hole had transformed the ice into fire. In another instance, Waters conducted a rather ethically questionable experiment. He lowered a live sheep into the hole. When he retrieved it, the sheep was no longer alive. Instead, it was cooked, as if it had been in an oven. But that's not all. There was a strange lump on the sheep's body that wasn't there before. The lump moved as if it had a life of its own. Even more astonishingly, Waters claimed that this mysterious lump miraculously cured his cancer. How can we explain these inexplicable phenomena? Are they simply tall tales, or is there a scientific explanation we're not seeing? Intriguingly, the plot thickens with the involvement of the federal government. No sooner had Mel Waters' tales of the enigmatic pit begun to circulate, the federal government stepped in. With barely a whisper of explanation, they seized the land, leaving Mel with no choice but to relocate. His destination? The vast expanses of Australia. But Mel's story doesn't end there. 2 years later, he returned to his homeland, only to encounter a series of strange events that were uncannily similar to his previous experiences. The most startling of these was the discovery of another hole, this time in the deserts of Nevada. Mirroring the original, this hole seemed bottomless and carried with it the same aura of inexplicable mystery. Mel's return and the discovery of a second hole, combined with the government's hasty seizure of his land, only served to deepen the enigma surrounding Mels Hole. Coincidence? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Despite the passage of time, Mels Hole continues to be a subject of discussion and intrigue. From its unfathomable depth, surpassing that of the world's deepest cave, to the eerie tales of a dog returning from its depths, the mystery of Mels Hole is as captivating as it is perplexing. This seemingly bottomless pit is said to have strange effects on nearby objects, causing metals to change and radios to broadcast unfamiliar voices and music. Experiments with ice and sheep have allegedly resulted in unexpected outcomes, further adding to the enigma of Mels Hole. But perhaps what piques our curiosity even more is the government's interest in this pit. The federal seizure of the land and Mel's subsequent relocation to Australia, followed by his return and the discovery of a similar hole in Nevada, only fuels the fire of speculation surrounding this mystery. Yet, despite all these stories and claims, the truth about Mels Hole remains elusive. Is it a natural anomaly, a geological wonder yet to be fully understood by science? Or could it be a portal to the paranormal, a gateway to dimensions unknown? Or perhaps is it all an elaborate hoax, a tale spun by a master storyteller? Whether Mels Hole is a natural anomaly, a paranormal portal, or an elaborate hoax, its story continues to captivate us. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of our world, one can't help but wonder, what else is out there waiting to be discovered?